They are working on the YouTube now. Yes, we are now live on YouTube. And we have with us, like we said, Mr. Ari Owanaba. I'm going to make you a co-host while I introduce you now for us to kickstart this session properly. Coach Ari Owanaba is Africa's #1 speed reading expert. He trains people from all walks of life to read book faster, understand better, remember more, and execute aggressively. You can see the introduction there. It trains people in all walks of life to read book faster. That is the only place that we used to think that's about just reading faster. But to understand better, to remember more, and execute aggressively. It believes that if it can inspire people to read, their lives will be transformed. So he has committed over a decade of his life raising lifelong committed learners. He coaches and consults for private individuals, schools, and corporate organizations that want to foster a learning culture around themselves and their environment. He is an author, seasoned speaker, and consultant passionate about personal growth and transformation. He is the CEO at Educare Educational Services with the mission to raise lifelong committed learners. And like I've also said, there's a common adage that says that if you want to keep a book away from an African, from a Black man, put it in a book, because there's a whole lot of knowledge that changes life that is inside the book. And the ability to learn how to read faster, understand better, and assimilate aggressively, and assimilate better and execute aggressively is a quality of those who understand this game of reading. And that is why we have this expert with us, Mr. Ari Owanaba, who has chosen within his busy schedule to come and discuss with us about speed reading. And it's my humble self that I introduce him, Mr. Ari Owanaba, to the podium. Mr. Ari Owanaba, over to you, sir. Thank you for joining us and being a part of this. You can climb on the podium. Thank you. You're welcome.
Good evening, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon from wherever you're watching from. I'm super excited to be here. Please, I need to be sure you can hear me very well. If you can do, just say Coach Harry, I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you, sir. Coach Larry can hear you.
Awesome, awesome. So I'll just take it off from there. Thank you so much for bringing me on this platform. I count it a privilege and honor anytime I have the privilege and opportunity to share my passion and my message with people. My introduction has been done, so I'll just go straight into what we have for today. I forgot to ask this. Please, I'd like to know, Mr. Waliu, I'd like to know how much time do I have?
Yeah, you have within now and 6:30. Within that period, we are good.
Okay, that's like another 10 minutes. I'll see what I can do
10
before
minutes,
then.
20 minutes. You have your floor, sir.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you. Um, I'd like by I would like to start by asking, I believe the chat bot is active. I would like to know, this is 2024, we're in February already. I'd like to know from those of us that are live with me, like how many books were you able to do cover to cover last year, 2023? How many books were you able to do cover to cover? And then in 2024, what is your reading goal? So you just tell me, you can just type 2023, 12 books, 2024, 10. That's just what I want to know. I like my classes or my session to be very, very interactive. The title or what we are discussing tonight is Crushing Your Reading Goals in 2024, or Crushing Your Reading Goals, how to read 1 book a week, 4 books a month, and 48 books every year. So I'd like to know what you were able to do last year, cover to cover. I'm not talking about books that you started and you don't. How many books were able to do cover to cover last year? And okay, Ali, you said 2023 0. 2024, I want to read at least 3. Thank you, Ali. Thank you for being sincere. I'm waiting for other responses. All right, somebody else is saying 2023, they did 3 books. What about your reading goal for 2024? Olubumi is typing online reading. Yes, it can be online, it can be offline, it can even be your academics books, all our books. Okay, I'm seeing Yekini. Yekini said 4 books in 2023, 2024, 12 books. Soft copy, hard copy, everything together, even audio books, everything together. Please don't respond, no hard copy, no soft copy. I want to know how many books you read, whether you did soft copy, hard copy, or audio books. They are all books. In the 21st century, audio books count as also books that you read. All right, Pfizer Adekoya is saying, I read 3 books halfway. So that means 1.5. Then in 2024, I read, in 2024, I want to read 3. Pfizer Adekoya, that your target is too small. We are going to boost it or increase it. Chukwemeka is saying, I did 3 books in 2023, and then in 2024, I want to do 6. From what's going on here? I thought we said we have professionals here. Professionals are people that are knowledge driven and like to know more. How am I seeing people saying they want to do 3 books, they want to do 6 books in the full year? While I understand that there are other avenues of learning, I don't expect anybody on this call to do anything less than 12 books this year.
That's how we have you here today.
Wally is saying that's why we have here. Okay, I think I have only one person, Yakini, that said he wants to do 12 books. Thank you. Oluwale is saying 24 books. Ayanfe Oluwa, 12 books. All right, so that's fine. That's fine. Anybody that joins us can still respond to that. I would like Wale has said, the reason why I'm here is to see how we can improve on your reading culture and get it to a stage where you can now do more books with better understanding and retention. Christopher Yang is saying the volume of book also matters. Yes, I get that. Akim Oludare, 4 books in 2023, 6 books in 2024. James Ufiobo did 2 books in 2023, then plan to improve this year. Please, plan to improve this year is vague. You did 2 books in 2023. How many? Can you make it specific? But my goal here is to help you to hit that target or even do more. All right, so I'll just take it off from there. Your responses are coming in. I'll be looking at it and then probably reading it out while I go on with what I have for us tonight. Like my introduction says, my name is Harry Owanava, and I call myself Africa's #1 speed reading expert. There was no competition anywhere that made me emerge the Africa's #1, but that's where I see myself. What I do basically is that I train people from all walks of life to read more books with better comprehension and retention. I believe strongly that if I can inspire people to read, their lives will be transformed. And so for 12 years now, my mission has been to raise lifelong committed learners. And I will tell you that it has been a fulfilling journey, because in course of doing my work, okay, thank you, James. You said you want to do 4 this year. Thank you. And Iboro is doing 5 books in 2024. It's fine. So I was saying something in course of my journey has been a fulfilling one, because I've seen people, I've met with people who were having issues with their relationships, and just by paying attention to their personal growth and transformation, they got to a point where they now learned how to initiate new relationships and keep those relationships for a very long time. I've met people who were broke. Just by paying attention to their personal growth and transformation through learning, reading, they now became people that had a rich mindset, and they began to attract wealth to themselves. I've met with people who were shy, timid, and overly reserved. Just by paying attention to their personal growth and transformation, they became very bold, courageous, to a point where they could now share their opinions in private meetings and even public sessions. I could go on and on and on. Part of what gives me joy today is when I get a message from people telling me, oh, I've gone through your course, and because I went through your course, this is what is now happening in my life. And I choose to continue to do what I'm doing right now just to see how many persons we can still impact. In the year 2023, my goal was to train 1,000 persons to read 24 books. We were able to do 2,455 persons in 2023. 2024, our goal is to help 10,000 persons read at least 24 books. And the journey has started already. We are grateful to the number of persons that we're able to impact in January, and we are on also in February. It has been an amazing journey for me, and what I'm doing tonight is just to inspire you and show you one or two things that you need to start doing if you are going to have better results in 2024. You can bet me, or you can agree with me, that if you are going to have better results this year, you have to improve on yourself. There's no shortcut. If there was, I was going to tell you, I will tell you. 2024 is going to be better than 2023 if you pay attention to your personal growth and transformation. The things you are looking for are also looking for you, but sometimes not this version of you. You have to grow. The way life is, constructed, or the way life is is organized, is that you are not meant to be chasing things. You are meant to grow, become a better person, and you attract the very things that you want to see manifest in your life. That's the way life is. So everything is responding to who you are becoming. I would say that again, everything is responding to who you are becoming. You have to be intentional in 2024 to ensure that your personal growth and transformation does not suffer because of any other thing. So I want to challenge everyone that is on this call. You should do nothing less than 12 books this year. No professional here should be talking about doing 3, 4, 5 books. Nothing less than 12. 12 books is below average for you. I'm just trying to follow. I'm following where you are right now with the responses to my question. My students, I train them to read 1 book a week, 4 books a month, and 48 books every year. And I've been doing that consistently for 12 years. In just in January, in our community, at least I had nothing less than 25 persons that reported themselves. There are those that are following silently and they choose not to, be accountable on our platforms. But the ones that were accountable on our platform, at least I can tell you for sure, I've had at least 25 persons that did 4 or 5 books. Some of them did 4 books, some of them did 5 books. These 25 persons I mentioned, they are not among those that did 3 or 2. I'm talking about the ones that did 4 or 5. So I can beat my chest to tell you that this thing is very possible if you open your heart and then you are willing to get trained. That is very important. So Adeola Ali is saying, I plan to read 7 books this year. Please, I want you to push it up. Everybody that is on this call is going to read nothing less than 12 books this year. 12 books simply means 1 book a month. 1 book a month, very achievable. If you are reading 1 book every month, it simply means that at the end of the year, you should have done 12 books. In fact, I want to challenge somebody else on this call. Do at least 24 books. Even if you did not read up to 5 books last year, tell yourself that this year, I want to do 24 books. It simply means you can be doing 2 books every month, 1 book in 2 weeks, 2 books every month. At the end of the year, you can do 24 books. As I speak to you, I've done 5 books already in January, and I'm on my 2nd book right now in February. I'm not saying this to boast or to tell you that I'm a super mama. I'm just saying this to let you know what is important. Or sorry, what is possible if you put your heart to it. I'm saying this to tell you what is possible. Let me also mention this, that there's a proven start right now. It is online. Probably I could send the video to Mr. Wadi. You could share with us on our platform. There's a proven start that if you read for 45 minutes every day, you finish an average book on Amazon. If you read for 45 minutes every day, you will finish an average book on Amazon. So an average book simply means we put all the books on Amazon together, we divide them by the number of books. Then we now have a certain number of pages that each book will have. You will finish an average book on Amazon in 1 week if you read for 45 minutes every day. The issue we have is that we are not consistent. We do it today, we don't do it tomorrow. It does not work. You have to be consistent. And I'm talking about reading without speed reading. Reading without speed reading. All right. So I'm just going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen and then we'll just take it up from there. I need to be sure you can see my screen. If you can, just say, Coach Harry, I can see your screen.
It's still
Can you
loading.
see my screen?
Yes, Coach Harry, you can see your screen.
Fantastic, fantastic. So I will take it up from there. Like I already said, our discussion tonight is crushing your reading goals. How to read at least 48 books in 2024. This in this training, I'll be giving you 3 major reasons why you are not reading the way you really want to read or the way you are supposed to. And then I'll also be revealing 8 things that you must start doing from today if you want to develop a good reading culture. For those that will stay to the end of this training, I'm making a promise that I will send across my book, Become a Spirit Leader, to everyone that stays to the end. And I would also give you 30 books from my personal development library on Christian literature, finance, relationship, leadership, personal development, and education. Education, reading, and learning. That is if you stay to the end of this course. And I'll give you access information for those that want more or want to join my community of spirit leaders, where we train our students to do 1 book a week, 4 books a month, and 48 books every year. This training is for you if you have so many books in your shelf, but you do not have time to read them due to your busy schedule. You start or you never finish a book. I'm talking to somebody now. You always find yourself procrastinating on your reading, or you sleep off whenever you pick up a book. You don't sleep when you are watching your favorite movie or series on Netflix, but whenever you pick up a book, you sleep off. This training is for you. I have a student, or I had a student that told me that whenever she wants to sleep, all she needs to do is just pick up a book. That if she can just open the book, that she'll sleep off from there. So according to her, that book sounds like sleeping pills for her. That's a very bad mindset, wrong mindset. This training is also for you if you read and you don't even remember what you have read after 24 hours. Or you feel like you need more knowledge to improve on your spiritual life, your finance, your career, your relationship, or even your health. I know this sounds like somebody here on this call. So it's very important that I make you understand that I was just like you and I've been in your shoes. In fact, there's no better coach more qualified than myself to take you on this particular journey. So I've been introduced. I have been introduced in course of my journey. I've written at least 3 books on the subject of reading. I've trained and certified over 15,000 people. And like I said, it has been an amazing journey. So I think probably I should share my own journey to personal growth and transformation, just to let you know that I have not always been like this. So there was a time in my life when I was struggling to read 1 book a week, 4 books a month, and 48 books sorry, there was a time in my life I was struggling to read 1 book a month, no matter how hard I tried. And then on this particular day, I was privileged to meet with somebody. I went to share something personal that I was going through with somebody that has gone ahead of me. And while I was having that discussion, pouring out my frustrations, he just began to tell me about my future. He said, "You are going to be a coach. I sense in my spirit that you are going to be a coach, you are going to be a consultant, you are going to be an author. You write so many books. You are going to speak in public." And so many other things that I cannot remember on the top of my head now. I left that meeting. I left that meeting with this man that day, knowing fully well that I could not, or I would not become those things he have said if I don't become a better person. So, and that's what led to my quest for knowledge. That's what led to my quest for knowledge. So I tried. I started reading just to see that, because you can't tell me as at that time, 2008, that I will be doing what I'm doing right now, talking to people on a live call like this. This is not me speaking. This is a miracle that has happened because over the years, I've taken time to groom myself. So I started reading. I started to start reading, but I knew I struggled a lot until I bumped into a podcast of somebody talking about speed reading, how the fact that when he learned the art of speed reading, he noticed great changes that happened in his life. So as at then, I've not heard about speed reading. He said, as at that time, I have not heard of the term speed reading. So I resorted to the internet. I began to thank God for the internet. I saw good books. I saw some training. Some were free and some were paid for. If you're on this call, I want you to write JIMKWIK. That is Jim Quick. Jim Quick. JIMKWIK. Mr. Wadi, you can help me type that in the chat section. So among all the training that I attended, Jim Quick stands out. He has an amazing program on speed reading. If you want to attend this online course as of today, you get to spend $297. As at the time I went through his program, I think it was about 100. He was doing a promo, so it was less than $200. So after going through that program, I started practicing the things that I learned. And then I noticed that my reading began to improve. The same me that I was struggling to read one book a month, I started doing one book comfortably, 2 books, 3 books, 4 books every month. And so I decided that I was going to teach students around me my newfound skill. And my purpose for doing that was I just wanted to improve on the academic excellence. I didn't like the rate of failure during WAEC, NECO, and JAM results. I moved from training students in secondary school to students in university. At some point, I began to attract private individuals like yourself and also corporate organizations. So it has been an amazing journey. I want you to meet Coach Joyce Ugosu. She was among my students last year. She did a one-on-one with me. She never believed that she'd be able to read books faster with better comprehension and retention until she had a one-on-one session with me. These are very words coined from her testimonial, which I have in video also. I also have the Ifeoluwa Tito Olaiwola. Before she went through her program, she was doing 200 words per minute. After the program, she began to do at least 500 words per minute. So let me say this, an average reader reads around 200 words per minute, while a speed reader can do at least 400 words per minute and above. So I want you to imagine if you are doing 200 words per minute and you are able to improve to 400 words per minute with better comprehension and retention. It simply means that a book that would have taken you 1 month can now take you 2 weeks to get it done. And I think that should be something that should interest every professional that is here. So like I already said, I've been doing this for past 12 years. So I've read over 600 books aside other form of learning. So I'm a big fan of YouTube videos, audiobooks, interviews, documentaries. But the books I've been able to read, hard and soft copies, span over 600 in course of 12 years. I need to share these scary statistics with you so you can understand why I'm very passionate about what I do. A study was carried out by Henry in 2014. It reveals that more than 40% of adult Nigerians never read a book cover to cover after they finish school. The average Nigerian reads less than 1 book a year, and only about 1% of adult Nigerians read 1 book a month. That same study shows that about 50 million Nigerians have graduated from high school with poor reading skills. If I have to break this down, it simply means that for so many adult Nigerians, once they are done with school, they never get to read a book anymore because they believe that they were only reading because they wanted to pass exams. Then the second part said the average Nigerian reads less than 1 book a year. So in January, most of us as Nigerians will pick up a book. They will pick up a book, and that's the book they will read to the end of the year. So many of us can attest to this. And only about 1% of adult Nigerians read 1 book a month. So if you are here and you have done 2 books this year, you are better than 90% of adult Nigerians. You don't need to doubt these statistics. I do this. There's virtually no day I do not have conversations about reading with people, and they always confirm the stats. As a matter of fact, I feel like probably as of today, it might even be worse. I love this quote by George Bernard Shaw. He said, "The ability to learn is a gift, the capacity to learn is a skill, while the willingness to learn is a choice." Everybody listening to me right now, you have the ability to learn because you have a functional brain. That's a gift God has given to you. But your capacity to learn is not a gift, it's a skill that you need to improve upon. It's quite unfortunate that after nursery and primary school, so many of us have not gone to any kind of training or seminar on the subject of reading, as important as it is. While the willingness to learn is a choice that every one of us must make for ourselves. Why people don't read, I can give you 20 reasons, but I'll summarize them in three. Number one is a wrong mindset. When you hear people say, I don't have time to read, because of my busy schedule, I don't read. Reading is boring. Reading is tiring, it's a stressful activity. All these are wrong mindsets. Everybody has time to read because everybody has 24 hours in a day. The only thing is that your priorities are different. You're not prioritizing your personal growth. That's why you're not creating time for it. The way we are wired as humans is that when we deem something important, we create time for it. The reason why you brush every day is because you believe it is important. The reason you bathe every day is because you believe it's important. So number one is a wrong mindset. Number two, we have people that have attached pain to the subject of reading. They see reading as a painful activity. Meanwhile, reading can be pleasurable, can be enjoyable. The same way you enjoy scrolling on social media or watching your favorite series on Netflix, reading can be enjoyable. And then the third one is a lack of motivation. So many people are not reading because they are not motivated. And the reason why you are not motivated is because you have not really caught a vision that will drive you. If God should open your eyes to see what He wants to do in you and through you, you will know that you need to become a better person in order to be able to manifest it. So visionary people are people that they don't need your encouragement to become better because they know that they need to become better so that they can manifest the vision that they have in their hearts. All right, so this is also one of our students for last year. He said, Coach Harris Reading Certificate Program helped me crush my WAEC and JAM. So my program also cut across students, not just private individuals or corporate organizations. He's currently in his 300 level now, not 200, and he's studying guidance and counseling. So this Pastor Inform Emmanuel also. After going through the program, he was able to start understanding his temperament, learning style, and how it affects the way that he learns. Reached out to me, told me that God gave him a vision of a church, but he was instructed to go and improve on himself. And this was his testimony after going through our program. To study the activity or process of learning about something by reading. Remember, what we are trying to do tonight is to help you crush your reading goals. If that is going to happen, you must have a very good study habit. Study is the activity or process of learning about something by reading. Why habit is something a person does often in a regular and repeated way. So study habit is simply continuous learning in a strategic way. It has to be continuous and it has to be strategic. It has to be continuous, something that you do regularly, not what you do today and you don't do tomorrow. You have to ensure that you are consistent with it. And it has to be strategic. That simply means that you have to plan it. The same way you plan your work, you plan family life, you plan everything. Make sure you plan your personal growth and transformation. The reason why we don't read the way we are supposed to read most of the time is because we don't plan our reading. We don't schedule reading into our everyday life. So remember, at the beginning of this training, I said I'm going to reveal 3 reasons why you're not reading the way you're supposed to read. And then I will now reveal 8 things that you must start doing if you are going to get better results in terms of personal growth and transformation this year. So everything I've said so far is bringing us to this point. And this is where we now begin to take action. Please, I need to be sure you are still with me and you are getting value from this session. If you are, use the chat box and type, I'm getting value from this session, or I am ready for the next phase. Everything I've said so far is leading us to this point where you now have to start acting on. You now have to start acting so that you can get the results
Hello, Koshari, are you with me? Koshari, we can't hear you. Can any other person hear him? I'm the one who is lost. Hello, Koshari, we
I
can't hear
cannot
you.
hear.
Hello? Oh God. I think we lost him. I think we lost him to network. Please kindly exercise patience. He will join us very soon. So what he's talking about is talking about speed reading, and I think while we wait for him to join us, can you all hear me? Can you all hear me?
Loud and clear.
All right, thank you very much. I've attended this class before, like I said, though it wasn't free. So I would advise, while we wait for him, there's this particular app. There was a point that was talking about how many words you can read per minute. And there are different apps that helps you to do that. You can go on Play Store now. Let us all go on Play Store now. Okay, it's back. So let us go on Play Store now and look at Speed Eyes. Speed Eyes, that's number one. Number two, speed reading. Number three, another app to speed. So you see app that talks about speed reading, and he actually gave us this app that you can be able to know how many minutes you can read, how many words you can read per minute. So you can also test your capacity for you to enjoy this session more. So Mr. Ari, I was using that to take the time while you went off. So you can take the podium again, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Sorry, very important call came in. I had to respond to it, so it kind of affected my. But I'm back. All right, hold on. I'm trying to share my screen again, so we can just take it up from there. So, like I said, we're in the action part where you have to start doing things differently if you are going to get better results. Number one thing you must do if you are going to improve on your reading or if you are going to crush your reading goals this year, that you must plan specific time for your study and stick with it. Now, when you are planning a specific time for your study, two things you must take into consideration. Number one is your personality. Number two is your work schedule. Number one is your personality. Number two is your work schedule. When you are planning specific time for your study, number one thing you must consider is your personality. Number two is your work schedule. So by personality, I mean when best do you assimilate when studying? Are you a morning person? Are you a noon or a night person? I find it difficult to assimilate at noon or even at night. Night is the worst. So, but early morning works best for me, so I stick with it. As I speak, I do 4:30 a.m. daily. My alarm wakes me up by that time. Sometimes I don't need my alarm to wake me up because my system is adjusted to that time. So you must plan specific time for study and discipline yourself to stick with it. So when you say 5 a.m. is my time, ensure, do all you can to ensure that you wake up by that time and then you study. You can start with 15 minutes every day, 30 minutes every day, 45 minutes every day. And then you now grow over time. I do at least 2 hours every day, praying, studying, and thinking. Those are the three things I believe everybody must do. You have to pray, you have to study, you have to think. And I do that every day for at least 2 hours. So plan your specific time for your study and discipline yourself to stick with it. Some people are not reading because they force themselves to read at night after they are done with work and they are exhausted. So you must know what works best for you. Number two thing is try not to do too much studying at a time, but you must learn how to increase your study time. So if you are here, you did less than a book last year or 5 or 6 books last year, please don't do over 30 minutes or 45 minutes. You are going to grow with time.
Coach Ari,
Yes. I can hear you. I can hear you. Please, can you hear me?
Go ahead, can hear you.
All right. I think Mr. Wali was calling me. All right, I'm fine. I'll just go ahead. So I've said number one thing you should do is plan specific time for study and discipline yourself to stick with it. Everybody that has a good reading culture have a specific time that is designated to learning. And then do all that you can to ensure that nothing encroaches, except if it's an emergency. And then try not to do too much studying at the time, but you can improve over time. Try to study at the same time every day. I've said that already. It's not the one that you do the morning today, you do afternoon tomorrow, it's not consistent. Your system itself is confused. So if you have said it's 5 a.m., try as much as you can to stick to that 5 a.m. If you miss that 5 a.m. for any reason, don't beat yourself up. Pick yourself up the next day and continue. I think number 14 you must do, or 5, is that you must do away with distractions this year. Anything that is distracting you from reading is an enemy. Anything that is distracting you from reading is not for your good. For so many of us, I don't want to ask, but I know for so many of us, it's social media, our phones. Some of you need to get another gadget now. Maybe a tablet. Your tablet should be strictly for your study materials, while your phone can have your social media. So anytime you want to study, that phone is not with you. Your gadget alone is with you. If you can't afford that, you don't have a budget for that right now, what you can do is to ensure that anytime you want to study, especially if you are reading soft copy from your phone, that you put it on airplane mode. So that's also very key, very important. So you must do away with distractions this year and be focused. Then the last thing you must do that I have here is to learn how to join a community of like-minded people that are also looking forward to improving themselves. There's something about being in a community of people that want to do the same thing that you're already doing. Imagine if you're in a community and you see somebody saying he did 5 books in a month. It will inspire you. You will see that this is possible. I want to guarantee you that even if at the end of the day you don't register for my program, because I'm going to talk about my program now, even if at the end of the day you don't register for my program, you don't join my community, probably this is the last time we get to see. If you do these 6 or 7 things I just mentioned, you are going to start having some level of progress in your reading culture. Plan specific time. Try not to do too much studying at a time. You can increase your study time. Study the same time every day. Do away with distractions. Study in groups. And then one thing I didn't put on my slide there is journaling. This year, you have to ensure that as you are reading, you're also taking notes, because you are going to forget over 70% of what you learn in 72 hours. Everything I've said today, by Wednesday, there's every tendency that I have forgotten over 70% of them. It is the books that you read that will help you. Sorry, the notes that you have taken is what is going to help you to remember. So you have to write down the most important things. Part of what we do in our training is that we train people, or we teach people. We teach people to document their thoughts when they are learning. Very, very important. Please, can you hear me? Can you hear me, please?
Loud and clear, loud and clear.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Yes, we can hear.
So there are so many benefits of studying. I should be rounding up in the next 10 minutes. So many benefits of studying. Studying helps you to experience people, places, and culture, even without going there. There are people that I've never had the privilege of meeting them, but I know them because I've read their books. I know their thoughts on certain things like leadership, relationship, finance, and all of that. It also helps to develop your imagination and creativity. You become a more creative person. Your thinking process improves. When you are in a boardroom, you can give intelligent ideas, you can drop intelligent ideas. And it also makes you smart, intelligent, and very, very confident. A person or a man or a woman of knowledge is bold, courageous. They have the ability to express themselves because they know that they always make sense. It can also help improve on your writing. I never knew I was going to author a book, but just by after going through my speed reading training, I just made it a habit to start writing. And over time, I saw my writing improve to a point where I now have 3 books to my name. And then it prepares you for the future. There are very few things that can prepare you for your future, like reading. You don't want to get to your future and you are unprepared. Reading is one of the major things that is going to prepare you for that. I wanted to show you a slide about reading habits of successful people, but I do not have the time. I don't have the time to do that. So, but interviews have been granted. I've watched a lot of them. All great people that I know, they keep saying one thing, that their reading culture is one of the reasons why they have a competitive edge over other people. We also want to be able to do what they have done so that we can get the same result that they have gotten. We want to do even more so that we can get better results because success is predictable. So I have here somebody like David Oyedepo, an avid reader. If you follow him very well, you can attest to what I just said. Or is it Warren Buffett, world's top investor? Yeah, he said that's how knowledge works. It builds up like compound interest. All of you can do it, but not everybody will. This is Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, a lover of books. He has over 40,000 of them that are worth over 200 million naira in his expansive library. According to him, there's no such thing as too many books. Or is it Mark Zuckerberg? Mark Zuckerberg is saying here that he's shifting his media diet to reading books, while some of us are shifting our reading books to media diets. Oprah Winfrey, average reader, she also has a reading club. Phil Knight, founder of Nike. This man has a space in his house where he goes to study, think, or meditate. If you have to enter into his house, you have to bow your head and pull your shoe. According to him, he said it's a sacred place where he goes to rub minds with people that have gone ahead of him. And then we have, of course, Elon Musk. If you listen to his interviews, he will tell you the impact that books have made on him. Lastly, for today, like I already said, I will be running you through my 1-month program for those of you that would want more. Like Mr. Wali already said, there's so much that I can say in 1 hour. But we have a full program, a 1-month program that we host every month in order to help you to improve on your reading. So I'll just run you through that program, what you should be expecting if you join our academy today or our community today. So like I said, it's a 1-month program. We do 2 sessions every week and then 8 sessions in a month. On our day 1, we take you through a study test questionnaire. And why we do that is because we want to know your current level, your current study habits, and then possible areas where you need to improve. So the questionnaire will reveal that. After which we take a session on study habits, and then we now set a reading assignment for you with an accountability structure. And then on our day 2, we talk about the limitless model, how to make yourself or anyone else do anything or achieve anything in life, including reading. If you are going to start reading the way you want, you have to change your mindset about reading. You have to boost your motivation and you have to employ new methods. You can't be reading the same way you were taught to read in nursery and primary school now that you're a full-grown adult. There are better methods of studying, and we reveal that to you in our speed reading course. On our day 3, we talk about developing a good reading culture, how to create an enabling environment that pushes you to study on a daily basis. On our module 4, day 4, we talk about speed reading itself, how you can start reading at least 48 books every year and turn your life 360 degrees. Day 5, we talk about boosting your memory power, how to learn and retain more information from the books you read to people's names and scripts for public speaking engagement. This is a 21st century skill that every professional should be interested in. So it's one thing to read a book, it's another thing to remember the things that are important to you in that book. We teach you tips and strategies that can improve on your brain power. Day 6, we talk about strategic documentation of thoughts, how to take notes and how to make notes. They are 2 different things. Please hold on. Let me respond to somebody. All right. There are two different things. We teach you how to take notes. We also teach you how to make notes. And then on our day 7, we talk to you about understanding your intelligence, knowing how you are smart. Everybody listening to me right now, you are smart, but you need to know how you are smart. I'm hearing some echoes, please. We also help you to understand your temperament or your personality type and how it affects the way you learn. And then we'll also help you to understand your learning style. There are 3 learning styles: audio learners, visual learners, and kinesthetic learners. We'll help you through a questionnaire to know which one is yours and help you to be comfortable with it. And then on day 8, we talk about dealing with procrastination and distraction. This is one of the major reasons why people are not reading the way that they really want. I have amazing bonuses in this program. If you join us, part of what you are going to get for free is that you are going to be certified a speed reader. With this certificate, after you must have learned, practice, and gotten results, you can also decide to train other people. Like I said, $297 is what I spent in order to get this from my coach and mentor, Jim Quick. We are going to get this for free. And then I'm also going to give you 250 books for my personal development library. I've read over 600 books. Not all of them are great. Some are better than others. So I package them in a Google Drive, which I'm going to give to you for free. I believe strongly that I'm the best person to recommend good books to you after I've read so much book in course of 12 years now. I've written 3 books: Become a Speed Reader, Your Child Can Be an Active Reader, for parents that want to instill a good reading culture in their children, and then Roadmap to Academic Excellence. This one is for students that want to attain excellence in their academics. You also get those 3 books for free. Then the entire 48-page manual that I use for my training, I do give it to my students for further review. And then I have so many videos. My YouTube channel is very busy. I brought out like 20 videos that I'm going to give to you so that you can keep listening and improving on yourself. Then I'll recommend 3 apps. I'll recommend 3 apps to you that you can start using to improve on your reading culture. 3 very good apps. There are so many apps on Google Play Store, but there are some that I use that works very well for me. And then this training gives you express access to me for continual motivation, inspiration, and support. So if you want to be part of everything I've said so far, of course, you can see that this training is worth over 500K if you want to look at the value, but you will be paying that because you are on this call right now. So you can either go with me one-on-one or group coaching session or my online video course. There are 3 ways you can be part of this program. That is 3 options. It's either you go one-on-one with me. If it is one-on-one with me, I get to coach you 1 full month. We go live sessions twice every week, and then we do 8 sessions in a month. So it's very personal, it's flexible. You get to choose time that suits your schedule, and then we get the training done. And I also believe that there could be other areas that could be of great impact to you if you have a one-on-one session that we might not be able to achieve in a group coaching session. So that's for the group coaching session. That will cost you 125,000 naira only for that 1 month. Then if you want to go with the online video course, everything that I teach in the modules have been recorded professionally, hosted on our third-party website. So if you want that option, it's 50,000 naira. It's also very flexible because you are learning at your own pace. You are learning at your own pace. All the videos are there. The videos are around 20 minutes to 35 minutes per module. So if you are consistent with it, in less than 2 weeks, you should be done with questionnaires and tests, after which you still be certified. But if you like to go with the group coaching session, that costs just 10,000 naira only. But for everyone on this call, you are going to get access to it for 5,000 naira if you take action immediately. That is today. My group coaching costs 10,000 naira. For those that will make payment today, I'll give you express access. And then you also get all these bonuses I've mentioned for just 5,000 naira. So I believe Mr. Waliu, probably after now, for those that are interested, you can get my account details from him, or you can also screen grab it from the screen here right now if you like to make a payment after now. So yeah, there's a lot to say, but that'll be all That will be all from me. My time is 6:04 already. I was supposed to stop 6:10. That will be all from me to you today. I want to hope that I did not waste your time. You got value for your time and your data or your resources also. Over to you, Mr. Wali. If you have any question, this is the right time to ask.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Owanaba Harry. Thank you so much for your time. I know you are always have a busy schedule. I had to plead with you to come as part of what we have aligned for our professionals to understand the importance and the impact, the positive impact of reading. If you have any question, please, while I continue my discussion, please kindly raise your hand if you have any question. Okay, he said which one is the 5,000? He says that the 105,000 is for the public for the public session. That is, we have the private where you have one-on-one class. Then we have the semi-private where you have access to the material and it's also flexible. And you have the one that is always a group session. So that is the three levels that are available. So anyone that suits you, please, you can apply for that. But I will tell you that you really learn from it. And one thing that we do not understand is, number one, to understand the importance of reading. Many of us, and I mean many of us, including myself, we are guilty of this. And even the little that we read, we used to see a whole lot of impact. Apart from the fact that you get so much information about the subject matter you are reading about, it also helps you to build a great brain capacity. It helps you to become more eloquent. It helps you to become smarter. It helps you to engage in professional discussion. I've seen differences whenever I consistently read. That period when I'm consistently reading, I see the impact of the reading because it helps to build that wonderful culture in me. And we can all testify to this. But the challenge is how to be consistent with reading and how to challenge ourselves. And that is part of what Mr. Ari Wanaba has discussed with us. Let's take the opportunity to make use of this to make use of the bonus that he has given us because of the fact that we have created this session for us to learn from him and to also boost our own career. Because I will tell you that reading is a very important part of our career. I remember that whenever I engage myself in reading, for example, I remember that whenever I engage myself in reading, for example, I find myself in situations where I'm able to remember things easily. I'm able to remember many things easily. Sometimes before, when for example, maybe they send me all these six factor, all these six of the authentication code, all these six of the authentication code that they send. They will send it to just fly up on your screen. So for most of us, we have to go back to the message and read it out. But I observed that when I started reading, within that moment when the number flashes on my screen, I pick it automatically. And that is, I won't lie to you, it's because of the speed reading that I attended. Because I'm able to capture the 6 digits immediately. I observed that because that's the practical example. I observed the difference before that I don't take the speed reading and when I now took the speed reading course. I pick number automatically and I input it immediately. Unlike before that, I have to go and confirm the number and bring the number back to where I want to type it. So, and this is just an example of how I've been able to capture many words within seconds, within minutes and that helps in reading fast. And the more books you can read, the more knowledge you gain. So the little that we have learned today, consistency, the time of the day, personality, temperament, all these are factors that will guide us in becoming a speed reader. But all the same, you can't say everything in just 2 hours, in just 1 hour. So if you are interested in the opportunity, please, you can reach out to me or you can also make a screen grab of his WhatsApp contact to engage him. It is very important for professionals. That 5,000 naira is not even the money that we use. Most of us this Sunday now will go and eat Ikwobi and wine. This night now, many people will drink stout, we drink everything. The money that we spend for our enjoyment, the 5,000 naira is nothing. So 5,000 naira to learn how to practically read so that we're able to gain much more knowledge. There are so many things to read: business books, entrepreneurial books, books about making money, books about our core courses that we are doing, about so many books to read. And that is where the knowledge is, and that's where the money is. So let us invest. That 5,000 naira is nothing. And if you want to go for one-on-one class with him, the money is also nothing compared to the wealth of knowledge and experience that you will gain from him and what you will learn after. All these are forms of investment. So thank you once again, Mr. Ari Owanaba, for your time. Thank you for your energy that you have inputted into this session. And we really appreciate you. And may God continue to bless you. Okay, I mentioned 3 apps. Just go online, just go to Play Store and type speed reading. You'll see many apps that you will, and that app will only help you to know how many words you can read, because the word will be coming up. It has a setting. So the more you set it, the more you're able to know how many words you can read, and that will guide you on to what next to do in order to be able to read faster. So that is what the app is all about. Just type speed reading or speed reader on Play Store. You will see those apps there. And also, Mr. Harris said he's going to give us the bonanzas, the link to some materials. So when the link is available, I'll check on the Pacesetter group and also on the Codal community and the group where we have there's a community of different WhatsApp groups that we have. We also send the link there. Apart from that, anyone that needs the link will chat me or personally. So if you have any question now, please let us raise our hand. If you have any question, please, let's raise our hand. If you have any question, let's raise our hand. Okay, I think we are good. I'm very sure that people will engage you behind the chat, behind the session, in order to have more opportunity to relate with you. So thank you all for today. Thank you all. Thank you, Mr. Ari Owanaba, for your time. Really appreciate you. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Mr. Sonny Vargas, for that wonderful feedback. So please, after all our sessions like we used to do, we have our ISO 14001 class starting tomorrow from Codal Safety Consult. I think Mr. JJ is part of us, Mr. Jonathan Joseph. I can see you. You're welcome, sir. So ISO 14001 lead auditor course. If you are interested, please, you can still reach out to us and make your payment today. ISO 14001 lead auditor course, and it's just for 150,000 naira only. If you are part of our Pacesetter, if you are a Pacesetter, those that are Pacesetter understand that they're paying 140,000 naira only. And apart from that, talking about reading, if you're interested in reading our book, my first book that I just launched some time ago, and this is also part of reading, so that all of you, you know, become depressed, so that you know how to manage your mental well-being. I'm doing my own now. It's just 5,000 naira. So if you are interested in the book, do let me know. We have distributors all over. So it is The Workplace, Managing Your Mental Well-being at Work. It's a book for every single professional. It is just 5,000 naira only. Unlike Mr. Ari, that will be giving us his book of what 5,000 naira for free. Me, I'm not giving it for free. You pay my 5K. So once you pay my 5K, I'll not give you for free. So that is that about the book. Thank you, everyone. I can see Ms. Fatima here. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being a part of this, Mr. Ahmad, Mr. Murphy, Mr. Oluwaseun. I can see Faiza here. Dov, thanks for coming. Thanks, Mr. Adiola. So everybody, please let us unmute and thank Mr. Ari for the wonderful session. You can all unmute now. And Nigeria must win today. So thank you, sir.
Thank you, Coach Ari. Thank you.
I really appreciate your time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Coach Ari.
Thank you, Mr. Ari.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Harry.
Mr. Adiola Ali, thank you. Engineer, good luck. Thank you, everyone. So see you all again. On Saturday, next week Saturday, we'll be having auditors hangout in Lagos, and it's going to be virtual also. But physically, we have a lot of people that have already registered. Over 500, 600 persons that have registered. In Lagos, auditors hangout. For everybody that keeps disturbing me, I want to become an auditor. I want to learn about auditing. this is an opportunity for you. Come to the Auditors Hangout on Saturday, next week, this coming Saturday, by in LCCI, the same place we did setting the pace. It is totally free. Everyone is welcome. And because of that, we will not be having any session on Sunday. And on Sunday, we'll be having a session with Faiza. On Sunday, we're having a session with Faiza and I will be the one opportune to speak. And that particular section is going to be live on LinkedIn. It's going to be live on LinkedIn. It's about career, it's about career development, it's about mentorship, it's about all what we need to know, at least basically for young professionals. And if you're an old professional, also come so that we'll learn from you also. So Faiza is having L Talk with Faiza is coming up next week, Sunday. We want everyone to be there. On Saturday, we have Auditors Hangout. So you can see that back to back, we are building the profession and we can only do better. We can only get better when we are together. Together, we can only get better. So let us continue to play our own role by engaging in conversations that have to do with the profession and outside the profession and whatever we need to build ourselves. Together, we can only get better. And that is my adage, and that is my slang right from on time. Together, we can only get better. I'm waiting to see everyone physically on Saturday. If you want to buy my book will be there. We'll be having a stand at the Auditors Hangout, LCCI. And I would love to also see everyone on Sunday with L Talk with Faiza on LinkedIn. We are going to share the link to everyone for us to have this wonderful conversation. Thank you very much. Thank you, and God bless you. So at the count of, okay, Mr. Ari already dropped his number. Please let us drop his number. Let us chat him up on WhatsApp. Feel free to engage him. He's a very busy man, but he's also very free and relatable. He has opened up policy. So let us engage him, chat him up, and whatever you need, please do that and be sure that he's going to respond positively to you. Thank you all once again. It is another enlightenment session 70. This is our series 70, and we are doing wonderfully well. So very soon again, maybe in 2 weeks' time, we have another session on another wonderful aspect of our profession, not only limited to health and safety, but professionalism generally. Thank you everyone for your time. I'll be counting from Nigeria must win today. Nigeria must win today.
Yes, so Nigeria must win.
Nigeria must win today. It's a must.
It's a must. So
our Ghanaian brothers have surrendered, and they are not supporting they have surrendered. So now it is up Nigeria. Nigeria must win by God's grace. No matter what.
Amen. Amen. They'll go for a trophy.
Thank you, sir. About my own book, if you need the book, you can chat me up on WhatsApp. Chat me up on WhatsApp. Mr. Ali Ahmad, I'm sure you should have my number. Chat me up on WhatsApp if you need the book, and we'll get it across to you. And if you're also attending the Auditors Hangout, it will be available at the Auditors Hangout. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you, everyone. So we'll be counting from 10 to 1 now for us to end this wonderful session, and see you all again some other time. See you on Saturday at LCCI for Auditors Hangout. See you on Sunday at Faiza's LinkedIn. You can just go to LinkedIn and chat and search for Faiza, Faiza Adekoya. Then you will see the invite there and every information that you need to join that wonderful section. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Mr. Anyafoluwole Anyafoluwa, for being here to the end. Thank you, Mr. JJ. Thank you, everyone, for being here to the end. Mr. Luwaseun and every other person, Mr. Olumide Balogun, Mr. Opatola, Mr. Aliyu, Mr. Goodluck, Islamiyat, thank you for being here. Mr. Akim, Oludare, Mr. Sonivargase, thank you, and God bless you. So we count for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,